Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as chair of the board, I welcome you to this March 5th, 2024 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Our office coordinator, Aaron Smith, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Aaron.
Thanks, Chair Fuller. There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you're joining us in person or virtually. If you're here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you're joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. If you're joining us virtually and are experiencing technical issues with audio or video during the meeting, submit a comment in the chat feature and our communications manager will help you troubleshoot. If you would like closed captioning during the meeting, you will have to manually change your settings, click on the captions button and select show captions. The audio and video of this meeting is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be posted to wcroads.org in the next few days. There are printed copies of today's meeting agenda on the table near the front door, and it is also posted on our website. And now I'll turn it back over to Chair Fuller.
Thank you, Aaron. I now call this March 5th, 2024 regular meeting to order and ask Aaron to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas is absent today. Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Present.
And then Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
And then the following directors are in attendance. Our Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer, Brent Schlack, Director of Operations, Adam Lape, and Director of Finance and IT, Dan Ackerman.
Thank you, Aaron. Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move. Support.
I'd like everyone to note that as a courtesy, the county commissioner liaison reports have been moved forward to accommodate their other obligations. We will hear from the county commissioners following agenda item number 3, acceptance of the meetings.
Move acceptance of the board meeting minutes of February 20th, 2024.
Just a minute, we have to approve the agenda,
I'm sorry.
right? No, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. A vote, please. Aaron.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. Next, may I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of February 20th, 2024, appearing on pages 4 through 12 of the packet.
I so move.
Second.
Any additions, deletions, corrections to those minutes? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would, please.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the minutes of February 20th, 2024 are accepted as presented. Next, may I have a motion to accept the working session minutes of February 20th, 2024 as presented, appearing on pages 13 and 14 of the packet.
I'll make that motion. Support.
Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the working session minutes of February 20th are accepted as presented. Next, we are going to have the report of our county commission liaisons. Well, let's see, I've listed Commissioner Sanders first, District 4. Commissioner Sanders.
Good afternoon. I really don't have a report other than to just share with you that there will be millage discussion at our upcoming board meeting tomorrow. If you're interested, please join in. Don't know what, I'm going to be learning as you learn. So, but if you want to join us for that discussion, please do. I believe you should find that in the agenda notes for the meeting tomorrow evening. That's it. Good to see everybody.
Thank you, Commissioner Sanders. Commissioner Light.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Commissioner Sanders stated, it's not a lot to report back. However, we do have our board meeting tomorrow and millages will be discussed. I also have had quite a few constituents reach out in the Northfield and in the Dexter Township areas concerning our roads and So I would like to at some point sit down so that we can just get a more concrete and more collaborative way to discuss the issues with our residents so that they know how everything operates, and that the road commission just can't come out, or the county doesn't just pay for the roads to just and how everything has to operate. So I would love for discussions on how we can come up with a process and a system so that our residents can better understand on how we can maintain and fix our roads. And that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. I will ask our Managing Director, Matt McNamara, and in his absence, Brent Slack, Director of Engineering, to circle back with you to get clarity on exactly how you would like to respond to your constituents in Northfield and Dexter Townships. Next, we will move on to public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public, not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board. Erin will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Thanks, Chair Fuller. Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comment. If you're attending this meeting and would like to make comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to speak. And please share your name and address before beginning your comments. And then for in-person attendees, we will start with those who signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you didn't sign in, you're still welcome to make comment, and then we'll notify you when it is your turn. At this time, I don't see any hands raised or anyone in person that would like to make public comment.
We will move ahead then. Thank you, Erin. Written communications are our next agenda item. They appear on pages 15 through 18. Commissioners, do you want to draw our attention to anything? Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, I appreciate the letter from J.D. Cluck about the Warren Road. And I thought the response that was given to him from the Road Commission was very good and very informational. And I am glad to, when residents, constituents call in and ask questions, because this is something that is not readily available, but we do have that information and we were able to give that information to him. So I do like how that all worked out.
Very good. Anything else? All right. Thank you, Commissioner McCollum. We will move on to commissioner and staff follow-up to public comment. Do any of you wish to make any responses? We can either respond to the commissioners, Light and Sanders, and or anybody who wasn't in the audience. Okay, we will move ahead. New business consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented? Items 1 through 10. The background appears on pages 26 through 46.
So moved.
Second.
Any items that you want questions answered? Erin, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Burt Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved as presented. We are going to move next to reports. Report of the road commissioners, Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, Madam Chair. On March 4th, I attended Commissioner Justin Hodge Town Hall meeting. The Commissioner Hodge spoke on the county's upcoming millages, and there will be a discussion on the millages at the upcoming commissioners meeting on Wednesday, March 6th. At 5:30 p.m., there's the working session, and 7 p.m., there's the Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Green,
I have no report.
Commissioner Smurs.
No report at this time.
All right, I will report that on February 21st, I attended the WATS meeting, which is the Washtenaw Area Transportation Study. We received information on the 2022 traffic crash report for Washtenaw County. We approve safety targets that are set by SEMCOG for calendar year 2023. We approved the Watts Executive Director compensation, which was made retroactive to July of last year. There will be no Watts meeting in March, and the next meeting of Watts will be April 17th at 9:30 a.m. On February 26th, I attended the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Chamber Luncheon featuring Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, where she gave her State of the District update. It was very well attended, and she spoke at length at that gathering. On February 27th, I participated in the Washtenaw County Road Commission Power Hour, where our IT staff, Chris Quinter and Josh Somerville, introduced the new Windows 11, and they have scheduled updates in the future for people to have their Washtenaw County Road Commission laptops updated with that particular new version of Windows. On February 29th, I attended the Saline Chamber of Commerce Legislative Luncheon featuring updates by elected officials from the mayor of Saline and the townships of Bridgewater, Lodi, Pittsfield, Saline, and York. A couple of notes, the Saline Chamber has a new executive director, Michelle Dugan, formerly of Monroe County Chamber of Commerce. Additional legislative luncheons are planned for updates by county, state, and federal elected officials. I think they said there will be an additional 5 of those luncheons. And on April 4th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell will deliver her State of the Nation update to the Saline Chamber. If people's schedules allow, I encourage them to attend. Next, we will hear from the Director of Engineering on behalf of our Managing Director for staff reports and any updates.
Thank you, Commissioner Fuller. Just some general updates. Last week on February 29th, we did have our first meeting for the millage for the 4-year non-motorized renewal meeting. That meeting was very successful. We had a few township officials in attendance, and it went off really well. We do have 2 more planned for March 13th at our Northeast Service Center, and that's in the morning. And then we have another one March 14th at our Southeast Service Center. Those are 2 more events that our township or public officials can attend and learn more about the upcoming millage. And also I was going to report, and it seems like we've gotten a lot of comments on having it at the working session tomorrow for the Board of Commissioners meeting at 5:30, and just report that that is on their agenda. As far as engineering goes, I'll go ahead and just jump to the engineering report. We did hold 2 public meetings last week for Whitaker and Willis. Was our first public meeting that we held on the 22nd. That one is scheduled to, and that public meeting went really well. That's scheduled to be closed on June 3rd. Utility work needs to happen first, and then they'll close it to start improving the intersection for a roundabout. North Territorial and Dexter Town Hall was another public meeting that we held on the 27th. Actually, this was, we had record attendees at this public meeting, and James did a great job. Our project manager, James Healway, was who provided the presentation, did a great job. That project is actually closed. We closed that intersection to improve, and that if you remember, that project was to cut the hill down to improve the intersection, safety of that intersection. We've gotten reports back. Of course, our projects typically go through this initial period where people are not behaving so well with the closure, and we've gotten reports that they are behaving a lot better. So things seem to be a little more in order. We are working through a few issues with that project, but overall it's going fairly smoothly. We do have 2 upcoming public meetings this week. One's for North Territorial and Webster Church. It's actually a safety project along North Territorial from Webster Church Road to Mast Road. And so we're doing improvements along that corridor, which will include centerline rumble strips, some sign upgrades. We'll also be improving the intersection of North Territorial and Webster Church. We had a couple culverts with this project, but those were replaced this past fall, if you remember that. So we have that one this Thursday at noon. Our second public meeting we have this week is Bemis Road. That's paving of Bemis Road from Hitchingham to Stony Creek. That public meeting will happen on Friday at 11 a.m. Just some brief other updates. We got some projects that are moving forward. We have our CMAC project, which I reported last time. That's along Plymouth Road. That's to make those signals an adaptive type signal. And then our countywide where we have those weather stations. We also have some forestry work that we just completed at the Stony Creek Bridge project. And we're continuing. They're currently working at the Whitaker and Willis roundabout project now, and they'll be moving hopefully here in the near future, maybe hopefully next week, to Bemis Road. We also did receive a couple bids in for bid letting last week for the MDOT bid. Dexter Chelsea Road, that's paving, that's from Dancer to Parker Road. Cadillac was the contractor that was the red low, and actually that project came in 4.61 under our engineer's estimate. So that was really good to see. We also had Whitaker and Willis roundabout in the bid letting from this past Friday. C&D Hughes was the contractor that was the low bidder for that project. They're the same contractor that was awarded, or that will be soon hopefully awarded, here at the roundabout at Miller Road and Zeeb Road. And then I'll happy to report that one came in 13.38% under the engineer's estimate. So we're doing really well with our projects and our planning and design for those. So, and I would encourage anyone else that's looking for any upcoming project updates to go to our website. So aside from that, I guess we'll start with our,
Just a minute.
yes.
Anybody have questions of Brent on any of those?
Yeah.
That was quite a list.
I know,
I mean, we're kind of in the peak season for all of the.
Yeah,
construction.
we are. Yeah, we're starting to kick things off. The weather is definitely helping.
Just one,
Commissioner Green.
Yes.
the culvert on Getty's Road, that's been completed.
The culvert on Getty's Road, I believe that one has been completed. Yes.
Just curious.
Yeah, yes, yep. Okay. Adam, that was done through our crews, and Adam just gave me a thumbs up. I'm sure he'll report on that.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other?
No. Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, for the Willis Road roundabout, you said that they will close the road June 3rd.
Correct.
Their last day of school is,
Yeah, so we were either gonna catch the school at the beginning of school or at the end of school or at the beginning. And so we worked with the school district, and they felt, and based on our schedule, it was better to have it closed prior to the ending of school. And so we got some work that we need to do with utility, so they'll close that June 3rd, and then right after that, they'll start the work. So we're anticipating that project to open mid-August before the start of the next school year.
So you're gonna close the road before school's out?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Lots of red, orange.
Yeah,
flags.
yeah. We, again, we worked with the school district,
Okay.
and we
yeah.
were gonna impact the school either
One way or the
at the
other.
end of, one way or the other, and they felt it was best for those that were already comfortable with their routes and kind of, and for anybody that was new to the district or to, for the beginning of school, it was a little more chaotic, so they felt it was better for the end of the school year.
It's really only another, week?
Right, yeah, right, correct.
So,
Mhm.
Commissioner Smers.
That was my question, is could you just restate that was the school district's preference end of the year, not to take a chance?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, again, it was gonna impact either way, and of course, we want to get out there as fast as we can. But yeah, that was working with the school district, so yes.
Great. Anything else? No?
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Brent. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Okay.
quickly
You're
wanting to
right.
move
Again.
forward. I know. So we'll move on to the director's report. First, the operations report, Adam Light.
Good afternoon, Adam Lake, Director of Operations. Continuing this nice weather with a little bit of exception today, which was quick rain and got out of there, so we got back to doing some work. The heavy equipment crew and multiple district crews have been able to continue with some of the culvert replacements. So Getty's Road being one of the 5 here recently since we last met that we completed of size. So we replaced that culvert with our crew, in-house crew. And then alongside our crew, we had a contractor seal the structure that we had to rebuild and attach the culvert to. So all that work went on together. We, in theory, repaved it, but we'll come back in the summer and actually put fresh hot mix asphalt on it. We basically put the wearing course on just to allow for compaction. And obviously it being out of the season, we can't actually pave it with our normal asphalt hot mix that we do. So,
Did I hear you right? You've done 5 since we last?
yeah, just since we last met. So some small, some large scale, and it was kind of throughout the county. We've had some really good days. So things went in the ground pretty easy. There's no frost. So we're really taking advantage of this. And honestly, if it weren't for today's weather, we'd probably still be moving around. So we're doing pretty good, keeping busy. And we have plenty to do. So we'll take it any day we can get right now.
Right.
Any available forestry work, so any project numbers we have or any project funds we have for upcoming project this season. Now that we're within the working restrictions where we can trim and cut trees. So we're doing that as much as we can here this spring, late winter, spring, I should say. Trying to prepare for some of the upcoming projects. Some of the engineering projects we'll be able to get ahead of and get the trees trimmed once they do the public meetings, or tree removal if we need to provide some space to build. And then finally, with the exception of today, with a little bit of rain we had there this morning that came through pretty quick, we're actively performing just routine maintenance on the roads, which is a little bit earlier than normal, and we're taking advantage of that as well. Obviously not spraying the dust control. We don't need that additive right now. We have enough moisture in the ground, but trying to get some of the roads re-scraped and reshaped. So that is my update. If there are any other questions.
The red, Commissioner Smurd.
Yeah, just spit it. Just a comment. I had commented on it before meetings go, but another county that I travel through all the time, got on the roads and graded very quickly. My road is half of 2 counties. Washtenaw did not, and I'm very thankful because the longer part of the road is holding up well where the other part is not so well. So
Thank you.
I know everyone questions why you haven't jumped on it already. I'm seeing it firsthand almost every day going back and forth. Why? So
I appreciate that. I'll forward that on. It's, there's a lot of calculation involved and a little bit of science, but mainly it's a lot of experience. And that's why we have the better part of 80 people that are helping us through. So that credit goes to the foreman, to the superintendents, to the operators, to the truck drivers with all the experience they build. So I do appreciate that, Jeff. We'll definitely.
they definitely did some maintenance on it.
Mhm.
But it wasn't a full on grade everything and tear it up.
Yeah,
So
you
it's-
tread lightly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's appreciated.
Thank you.
I saw lights in the red barn this morning, the red. Roof
Yes, ma'am.
barn.
And those are the lights that'll be there forever. So we're coming along pretty good with the material storage building, as you can see. So there's some electric in there. So we have lights hung. Still working on the ventilation. They'll set that up, those 4 fans. They're, like I said, hydrostatic or hydrostat controlled. They're for the moisture that we've kind of touched on before. So those will get plumbed in over the next few weeks. That's a little bit of a, big lift because there's quite a bit of duct work to go into that. So some of that still is outstanding, but some of the plumbing is taking place, just little bits and pieces we can finish. And then the biggest part of the job right now is just completing the siding essentially. There's still a few exposed portions we haven't finished, wrapping those in steel yet. And then hopefully we can keep this a little bit of a dry trend. In a few weeks, might be able to actually start setting the grade and maybe even paving with some concrete. So we're getting close. So this weather has been nice. A little bit delays from last year, but with good reason and good intention to end up with a better final product. Once that's completed, then you'll see some of the demolition we've kind of noted throughout the project, and I'll highlight that a little bit as we get close to it. We'll end up demolishing the current dome. And then there's a tank corral out there of our dust control suppressant. That's where the liquid sits right now. We'll remove that as well because now we have tanks inside under cover that are a little more contained and fit a little better for the area and our look. So we'll be able to clean that area up here in another couple months.
Be great to see some pictures.
All right, we can do that. We got lots of those.
I try to stay away.
No,
don't
please, we'll
wanna
take
be
you. I
in the
mean,
way.
no, we're okay. It's our property. We're allowed to go see it. I mean, you probably can't operate their crane, but they'll let us out there to. No, please, if anybody does want to see it, I can take you out even now and we can see it because today's a little bit of a slow day. So
Okay,
the offer's there.
all right, thanks. Any questions for Adam? I
Thank
don't
you.
see any. Thank you.
Okay,
Brent?
I do have, Tiffany's gonna post a
sorry?
picture here.
Oh, is she
Back
gonna
once-
pull a rabbit out of her hat?
Yeah, Tiffany's got a rabbit in her
She's
hat.
good at that.
Yeah, we, just wanted to kind of get a thank you out, to a certain person on the board that visited with us here a couple weeks ago. So as a group, we try to play sports and, well, we play, but I don't know if you call it sports sometimes, but
Try.
they try, yeah. So we try really good. We're really good at roads, but we're not the best at sports at times. So we try golf and we try softball and basketball and all that. So as Tiffany's kind of working through it here, Rod was gracious enough to come play with us one of the evenings. So
Oh,
Rod came with us. And I hate to say, having been a person that was a college athlete, Rod definitely was a college athlete at some time because he showed a few signs of that. So
Right.
just wanted to say thanks. I mean, I really appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
A secret life.
hey, I haven't been beaten basketball that someone took a tie off before he started playing. So that's a first in my career. No, I just wanted to thank the board in general, Rod, especially for this event, but
Great.
thanks for the support. Like our group, it's an opportunity where he was able to meet some of the actual people that are getting the work done. So
tell us
much
who we're
appreciated.
seeing here.
So from the left, you have Roy Townsend, which was the managing director here at the Road Commission. Rod's in the front there. Behind him is Micah Robinson. He's a light truck driver
Okay,
on the heavy equipment crew, which will be one that'll likely be successful through the new training program that to get
Great.
himself to a CDLA.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he's one of the members that'll have that. Unfortunately, myself there in the middle as well. Ben,
Surprises?
yeah, no, those are just wraps. No, we're not in braces yet, but I keep doing this, I
Not
probably
yet.
will be. But in the back of me is Ben Betts. He's a state trunk line employee, so he's a heavy truck driver in state trunk line. And then on the far right is Tim Hackbarth. He's the state trunk line foreman.
Lori's son?
Yes, ma'am.
Lori's son.
Yep.
Okay.
A little taller than he used to be, but yeah, so we usually have 6 to 8 people that come to that, and we've played with Evan Pratt, the drain commissioner, so we've had a lot of fun. Played softball, Brent's been there, we've had pretty much anybody we can bring. Matt comes with us, so we'll take anybody that wants to come, so.
So do you play another team or do you do 3-on-3 or?
Yeah, whatever numbers we can make of a team, so we just play each other, so.
It was a lot of fun.
I hope you made us proud.
I did.
All right. I just want to be clear on that.
There-
We need jerseys or something.
Well, it's funny you say that, we didn't have enough people that day, but I got us jerseys last year, they're just numbers, but so we have that if we need to.
Are they orange?
No, we have green and lighter green, so. Close-
Green.
Yeah, close enough. They didn't make orange ones, so.
Alright.
We have orange softball shirts. So
Okay.
we got that. going for us.
Any additional comments?
None at all. What happens on the court stays in the.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. In the lines, I believe is what they call that. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, thanks, Adam. And before we get to Dan Ackerman, the Director of Finance and IT, I just wanted to update the board. We also, this past week, we suspended our seasonal weight restrictions. Those go on statutorily, March 1st. So we suspended those based on the conditions that were. So I just wanted to update the board on that. So now I'll turn it over to Dan Ackerman, our Director of Finance and IT.
As Dan's making his way up here, the first millage education session from the 27th was recorded, right? So if people want to view it at a different time, but that's the only one that's going to be recorded, right?
Correct. That was a hybrid meeting that was
Okay.
recorded, and we'll get that up here as soon as we get our page developed for our millage. Get that
Okay.
up so people can view that.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Hi, Dan.
Good afternoon, Board. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance and IT. Rod, that was a great picture. I've also ventured into playing basketball a couple times with the Road Commission, and man, you got some tall guys there. I mean, I feel like I'm average height, and some big boys there, right? So you must be fast or a good dribbler or.
Old.
That's my excuse, but it's a lot of fun, and those are some of the nice things that we do. And you get a cross section of the organization that gathers, and you know, just a lot of great things to come from basketball, softball. I think they're trying to do something with golf and, you know, kind of makes it nice to work here doing
Don't
those
have
type of
bowling
things.
league yet?
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love bowling, yeah. Although the season's usually too long, the bowling season,
Yeah, you're-
unless there's like a half year thing.
Yeah.
So. So I'd like to start off with IT, just a couple things. We received the standard laptops and those will be deployed by Josh in the near future. Thank you for bringing up the Windows 11 IT Power Hour on February 27th. Josh Summerhill ran that and did an excellent job. We had 39 attendees. And check your email because after the session was done, there's emails to schedule when to upgrade. And all of you, if you have road commission laptops, they need to be upgraded. So IT is trying to do it at everybody's convenience. So be looking for that email. If you're having troubles finding it, just submit a ticket or contact the IT help desk and they can help you with that. There's also a recording of the session as well. It was actually a fairly brief power hour. I think Josh just did a great job, right?
Yeah.
You know, fortunately, there's not too many differences going to Windows 11. But, you know, we just want to be open with everything and, you know, there were some questions that were asked, but yeah, if you could schedule a time with IT for those upgrades, we would definitely appreciate it. As far as finance, I haven't talked about this recently, but as far as our accounts payable, we're up to 80% ACH payments compared to checks,
What's
which
the
is great.
percentage again?
80%. Again, we probably will never get to 100. We've already had some primarily smaller vendors that are apparently not set up to receive electronic payments. Jamie Kraus, who handles accounts payable and receivables for finance, has really taken this and run with it. She's gotten Spectrum recently, which some of the utility companies can be a challenge. First of all, finding the proper person, you know, these are large organizations and trying to find that contact that says, yes, we can do it. So that was a nice get. But our goal again will be 100% ACH. We probably won't get there for various reasons, but even if we get to 95%, you know, I think we're doing great. So that program really continues to move forward and a lot of credit to Jamie for you know, every time if she's mailing checks, she'll have a form with there. We're talking to staff as far as what contacts they have with our vendors, who can we send these ACH forms to, and you know, just some really nice progress being made with that.
So how many are in that 20%? I mean, is it 5 vendors? Is it 50? Do you have a?
Well, certainly it varies from pay to pay, of course.
Right.
You know, this past one, and of course, it's in the board documents. I want to say maybe there were
It's in here.
a couple dozen, maybe 20, 25 that we sent checks to. So I believe the check register shows first and then the ACH register. So, and obviously you can just count those, but I would say about 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great. We have all of our staff is on ACH. So really, you know, really just making some nice progress on that.
I'm stupid. I can't, where is it stated, Dan? Where did?
I believe, don't we have the register somewhere in there?
Mhm.
Now, if you recall, we did hide, so probably some of the confusion, we did hide or mask the check numbers to hopefully prevent fraud. I'm not sure what page,
Okay, I'll get with Aaron later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
but I
it.
know Aaron provides that each time for you, but,
There it
but
is.
it is,
37, page 37.
so that first page, I believe, is the checks, even though, again, the numbers are masked for fraud prevention
Exactly.
purposes, and then, so I think that first page is just checks, and then it's ACH payments after that.
And Dan, not to belabor it, but that is one reason that we've really pushed it is for that fraud. And we've had unfortunate instances here and that ACH has really helped.
Right. Yep, absolutely. So, you want me to keep going or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to stall.
Yeah, and and certainly I can get with you, Commissioner Fuller, if you have
Okay.
more questions, if you want to dive into this a little more, because it's definitely a good thing, I think, so.
Page 39, it's the checks. It says at the top, they just, once you
Oh.
said first, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh,
Yes.
this one, yeah.
There's like maybe a half a page of checks and then maybe 2 pages of ACH payments.
Oh, so the first page and a half is ACH.
Yeah, maybe I had it in reverse.
Oh,
Sorry
oh,
about
it's
that.
up here. Okay. All right.
I want to say DTE is one of the ones we're still sending a check to. So if you see a payment to DTE, we're trying. Utility companies are tough to get signed up, but.
Yeah.
Also happy to report our draft financial report was sent to the county a couple days ahead of our deadline. We did receive feedback from the county and they're fine with our report. So we've told Plant Moran to go ahead and finalize it, and the goal is certainly to get it to all the commissioners well in advance of the April 16th working session, both the report and the PowerPoint presentation. So that's something to look forward to in about a month or so. And then last but not least, if you turn to the last page of your packet, we did receive our January 2024 Michigan Transportation Funds. And they were up about 1% from January of 2023, trending right on track as far as the budget's concerned. So, so far so good with that. And that's my report, unless there's any other questions.
Sorry, I was looking at the ACH.
Yeah, okay, no problem. That's-
I think we're good.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
All set?
All set.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have a closed session that we need to move into. May I have a motion to enter closed session under Section 8D of the Open Meetings Act to discuss the acquisition of right-of-way for parcels 3 and 4 of the Gettys Road Pathway Project in Superior Township, and to discuss the acquisition of right-of-way for parcels 7 and 8 of the Whitaker Road at Willis Road Roundabout Project in Augusta Township.
I so move.
Support.
Aaron, if you'd please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Burt Fuller.
Yes, we are now in closed session. May I have a motion to return to open session, please?
Make that motion.
I support.
Aaron, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Burt Fuller.
Yes, we have now returned to open session. We have 2 action items to consider at this time. Action item number 1, may I have a motion to approve the acquisition of right-of-way for parcels 3 and 4 of the Gettys Road Pathway Project in Superior Township. This is the Gettys Road Pathway parcels.
Madam Chair, that upon the recommendation of the Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, and concurrence of the Managing Director, the board hereby approves the acquisition of a non-motorized pathway easement of 14,622 square feet and temporary grading permit of 11,338 square feet, more particularly described in Exhibit A from the property owner, Sun Arbor Woods LLC, located upon a parcel of property commonly known as 1993 Arbor Woods Boulevard, Superior Township, Michigan, with corresponding tax identification numbers of J-10-35-100-004 and J-10-35-100-005 in the amount of $27,600.
Second that motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Burt Fuller.
Yes, we have approved action item number 1 regarding the Gettys Road Pathway Project in Superior Township. Action item number 2, may I have a motion to approve the acquisition of right-of-way parcels 7 and 8 of the Whitaker Road at Willis Road Roundabout Project in Augusta Township.
Madam Chair, I move that upon the recommendation of the Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, In concurrence of the managing director, the board hereby accepts the settlement amount of $20,000 for the acquisition of a public road easement of 3,030 square feet and temporary grading permit of 3,450 square feet in the matter of Board of County Road Commissioners of the County of Washtenaw versus MMBK LLC et al., and further directs the council to take the steps necessary to close the case.
Second that motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would please.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Burford.
Yes. The acquisition of right-of-way for the Whitaker Road at Willis Road Roundabout Project in Augusta Township is passed. I want to draw people's attention to the fact that due to the annual County Road Association Highway Conference occurring March 19th through 21, our next board meeting is going to occur on a Monday, not on a Tuesday. We will convene on Monday, March 18th at 1:00 p.m. And also accordingly, then the working session is canceled that had previously been scheduled for March 19th. So again, we'll be meeting on Monday, March 18th, not Tuesday of that week. We have virtual chat sessions coming up. March 6th, tomorrow, is Commissioner Smurs. March 13th, I'm on call as the commissioner for the chat session. And on March 20th, again, because of the highway conference, there will be no chat session on Wednesday, March 20th. Also note on your calendars that our Washtenaw County Road Commission spring training all day will occur on Monday, April 22nd, 2024 at Washtenaw Community College. That will be a full day of training there. If there's no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second.
Aaron, if you would please.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Burford.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.